Good morning, Scott.
Good morning. How are you?
Very good, sir.
Good, good.
Good to see you today.
Good to see you. It's hard to believe that it's the way it is around this country right now, 80 degrees, and here we are in the month of October. Go figure, huh?
Absolutely. Going to be 90 degrees over the weekend. So if you're
Unbelievable.
not living in Texas, you ought to.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Well, you ready to get going?
Yes, sir.
All right, fantastic. Well, it's great to see you as always, and it's great to see all of you as well. Hello, America. Delighted to welcome you to America's Future Series. This is our National Security Dual Use Technology Summit, and you are going to be a part of it, the better part of the day, we certainly hope. We've got some incredible guests and some wonderful, guest hosts, best put, but we're delighted to have each and every one of you. So thank you so much on behalf of America's Future Series here in the great month of October, in the greatest country on the face of this earth. We welcome you all. My name is Scott Murray, and alongside is the founder and the CEO of America's Future Series. He has worked long and diligently, tirelessly for years to make this what it has become. So congratulations on your legacy, my friend. David Hamliton, ladies and gentlemen, welcome.
Well, good morning, sir. Appreciate that.
Well, I tell you what, it's amazing what's continuing to be a part of our world, but America's Future Series is one of the great positives. So I'm delighted to be a part of it as we come to you live from our Murray Media World anchor desk in Dallas, Texas. So take it away, my friend. It's all yours.
Well, thank you. So I do want to thank you first. I've known you, Scott, for over 10 years. And like I say, you're the hardest working man in philanthropy. And
well, thank you.
And I think you were hosting over 500 events before the pandemic, right? A year?
Actually, in the last pandemic, their non-pandemic year was 2019, and we did 702.
So
Anyway,
you're getting back towards that. Hopefully we're getting back towards normalcy.
We did 4 yesterday. I started off at 7 in the morning with Clark Hunt, the owner of the Kansas City Chiefs, of course, who lives in Dallas. His father was the incredible Lamar Hunt, started the American Football League back in 1960. They came together. He's the one that coined the term Super Bowl. Incredible man, great philanthropist. And so we did a fundraiser yesterday for the YMCA here in the greater Dallas area.
You do so much of those sort of things. I appreciate that. And I appreciate your help here.
Last night, Cook Children's Hospital over in Fort Worth, as they raised I think close to $350 million or $350,000 last night. So that was not million, but
million. Well, that's wonderful.
But today we're talking about America's Future Series, and this is your baby. So yes, again, congratulations on this incredible legacy.
Well, thank you. So I'll give people just a real high level overview of us. We want to get on with the show, but the America's Future Series is an 11-year-old speaker series. We're avidly nonpartisan. We believe that partisanship is the single existential threat that we face. We can't figure out a way to get along. We can't solve all the really big problems. So we try to bring together really brilliant people, smarter than us, to talk about really important issues that impact U.S. global competitiveness and national security.
That's conversation, not confrontation.
Absolutely, and very much in your mode. And so today's event is really all around making sure that we put the best capabilities in the hands of the warfighter faster, that we help our government, we help our military, DOD, and all the national security apparatus from FEMA, DHS, and all of those. Look at advanced technologies, figure out how to collaborate better, how to innovate faster. America has to remain the strongest military, political, and economic power in the world, along with its allies. We have to, stay ahead in our near-peer competition and competing with our near-peer adversaries. And they are, in many ways, the Chinese have caught us and have surpassed us in some areas. And so everyone here is, as part of this program, is dedicated to making sure that America remains, and our mission is to make America a stronger, more noble, and more generous country. And everyone here, all of our sponsors and everyone like that is dedicated to that mission.
For sure, no question about it. And again, thank you for your leadership on that behalf.
Yeah. And real quick, we do have 2 more events after this one. Look for October 28th, our Space Innovation Summit. We have a National Security Summit on November 10th with General Petraeus and Admiral Mullen and Secretary Bob Gates and General Raymond. And we just have a star-studded lineup through all of these, and you're invited to all of them. So that's a little bit about us. But the main thing I want to do right now is I want to thank our sponsors. I want to thank in particular JD Enright, who's with us. He's the CEO of TMGcore. This is a company that is at the cutting edge. I don't want to call it the edge, bleeding edge, tip of the spear, but they're at the pinnacle of high performance computing using liquid cooled technology. They're able to shrink down data centers to the size of a truck. They're doing amazing things, and this is really important. And we're glad that they're part of the program. We're very, and they're our title sponsor for all three of these programs. Very honored to have Viasat again, the satellite company. They do amazing work, et cetera, the telecommunications, communications, both in the civilian world and on the defense side. And then also Millennium Space Systems, who's an advertiser. They're very keen on hiring STEM educated engineers. So if you're looking for a great job in the space industry, Millennium Space Systems, which is part of Boeing, is a great opportunity. You guys ought to look at that. And then, of course, your support with Murray Media and all the great work that you do. So I just want to thank all of you guys before we get going. So if you'd like, let's go ahead and get things going. Maybe you can introduce our host.
All right, I certainly will. And we're going to start with let's see. Oh gosh, Bo Young is back with us again. That's great. Remarkably varied and distinguished career, to say the least. Bo Young has served as chief of staff for the largest three-star command in the U.S. Army, managed one of the largest rebranding projects in retail history, and reorganized a major healthcare system, and then helped grow companies, set strategy and growth plans in action. As a major general in the Army Reserve, he was handpicked to create the Army's 75th Innovation Command, focused on bringing high technology, non-traditional company technology into the Army and leveraging the scientific and business skills sets inside the Army Reserve. He currently serves as the CEO of Peacemaker Partners. This is an organization that helps growing companies effectively scale and penetrate the sometimes obscure Department of Defense marketplace. We are most grateful, to say the least, for his leadership as the host of the National Security Dual Use Technology Summit. And alongside will be JD Enright. John David Enright is CEO of TMGcore, a dedicated business professional. JD has nearly 30 years, close to 3 decades of experience working with multinational private and public sector organizations to execute strategic growth initiatives in emerging markets and technologies. He has specialized leadership in developing next generation HPC platforms, global blockchain strategies, biotechnology, viral cell and gene therapies, and market intelligent assimilation. Boy, that's a mouthful if I ever thought of one. Gentlemen, we're delighted to have you. Welcome. Welcome to you both. And we're simply going to say, take it away. Thanks again for being here. We very much appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, thanks, Scott and David, both of you. It's great to be back. I think we've got a terrific lineup today. There's a kind of something for everybody. We're going to start off with the strategic context of really why we're here, about great power competition. My good friend Stephen Rodriguez is going to lead a panel there. And then throughout the day, we're going to hear from leaders in the DoD acquisition and modernization space. I think relevant stories for small companies, big companies, even defense primes will learn something today. I've got some great thought leaders. I know JD is going to talk to Dr. Will Roper later today. Dr. Stephen Cambone from Texas A&M will be here. And then we're going to hear actually some success stories, sort of mini case stories, if you will, from 4 different companies all along their path of growth, and all of which have a dual use technology. And I think that'll be interesting. There'll be like little mini case studies, 10 minutes a piece, and you'll get to hear from some founders, some leaders about how they did it, how they went from, 2 people in a garage, literally, to now multi-million-dollar companies. So it's going to be a great day. And JD, we're excited that TMGcore is here and that they are the title sponsor, and really looking forward to your participation and getting everybody to understand kind of what you
then you're going to introduce the next guy, which is Stephen. Been here before.
Oh, sorry about that. I think we had David jumped in there, but JD, before I know we have a video that we want to show here on TMGcore. I was hoping that maybe you could just tell us a little bit about the company and how it got started, and some about the technology and how it's so different.
Certainly, Bo, and thank you for the introduction. And it's quite an honor and a pleasure to be the title sponsor here at America's Future Series and in the following events that are coming up here this year. So real honored here on behalf of all of us here at TMGcore. TMGcore was founded in late 2017, early 2018, with the premise that that it was important to make sure that the U.S. interests, national defense, national security, the boys and girls in the field had a seat at the table. We're competing against countries like China, Russia, and others in the technology sector. And we came together with my co-founders, Taylor Monig, Jake Mertel, and William Hadala. And the four of us started developing high-performance computing applications, specifically in ASICs chips, which are used in the SHA-256 algorithm, which is Bitcoin cryptocurrency. And the intent wasn't to do cryptocurrency mining as a business. It was intended, we use the ASICs chips in particular because of the temperature application and the junction temperatures. And because it all comes down to thermal management in high performance computing, to be able to get to the edge. So we came together, we raised capital. I'm an investor in the company myself. And we raised capital. We've raised about $116 million thus far in the last 3.5 years, a tremendous success story. And we've converted over to the traditional high performance computing applications for GPU and CPU applications, and working with companies like Google and Microsoft and Intel and Dell, great partners there. And we continue to strive to drive American innovation, made in America, for Americans, and for our national security interests.
Great. Well, I know this technology has both application, obviously, in the commercial market. The data center use case is sort of obvious, but there's a ton of applications that I can see also in the military, and I assume the military market is of keen interest to you all.
Yeah, it's we see it about 40% of our top line next year. We're I in particular am very excited to be able to support that effort. We focus and we've developed and patented a number of technologies around two-phase immersion cooling. So it's a very unique type of cooling application that allows us to get very, very dense computing in very small areas in portable applications on the edge, or in fact, we say there is no edge for our technology. It's more so, what is your edge? Is it in the battlefield, or is it for banking on the edge where the eyeballs need it, low applications, low latency applications for high speed trading, whatever it happens to be. So we take this technology, we create a complete data center, in some cases on wheels, with zero water applications. So we really innovated in that space to allow for, whether it's oil and gas or military or national defense, or our boys and girls in the intelligence agencies here, to give them an advantage in the market.
Well, that's awesome. I know we have a video teed up here, I think, that will sort of amplify some of those points that you made and show people who are visual learners like myself kind of what that's all about. So we'll transition to that. I know we'll see you later in the day, JD. Again, on behalf of AFS, thanks for your title sponsorship, and we're delighted to have such an innovative company be part of what we're doing. So let me turn it back over to David in the control room there, and maybe we can tee up the short video here for TMGcore, and then we'll move to the first panel. David, back to you and Scott.
Imagine a world where the most advanced high-performance computing technology is at your fingertips. A world where everyone has access to the best healthcare without leaving their living room. Where a city is intelligently connected and where artificial intelligence is democratized. Envision a world where national defense, intelligence, and disaster relief efforts save more lives via real-time situational awareness. Where discovery and utilization of natural resources is more efficient and all students around the world have access to unlimited resources and next-generation technology. Imagine a world with zero latency, a world that leverages distributed networks and thrives on edge computing. These things are contingent upon accessing, accumulating, processing, and storing tremendous amounts of data that must be interpreted as fast as possible.
However, technologies aren't as advanced as they could be because optimal performance is hindered by current cooling solutions. Have you ever experienced dropped phone calls? A lag in your Maps application causing you to miss your exit? or a transaction not going through?
Currently, these technologies rely on air to be cooled, which has proven to be inefficient due to the thermodynamics of air as a heat rejection vehicle. In some cases, air is not even capable of cooling today's processors, let alone future processors. Additionally, the reliance on air cooling requires more space, more power, more real estate, and ultimately more resources.
Technology innovation has pushed air-cooled computing to its limit, effectively stalling Moore's law, which states computing power doubles every 18 to 24 months. This in turn has prevented many technologies from thriving. Think self-driving cars, smart cities, instantaneous financial transactions, facial recognition, AI, machine learning, and real-time imaging.
TMGcore is dedicated to focusing on the art of the possible, reinvigorating Moore's law and delivering solutions that evolve current technologies, ushering in future innovations to enable everyone, everywhere.
Two-phase liquid immersion computing is the latest evolution of thermal solution technologies. In this passive method, processors are immersed in dielectric fluid, which acts as a heat rejection vehicle. Due to its superior thermodynamic properties over air, two-phase liquid immersion computing increases density, thus allowing better processor performance and enabling technologies to advance.
Using this process, we have developed fully integrated solutions for extreme computing densities. Our platforms feature state-of-the-art hardware and software solutions, allowing for global deployments to be remotely managed and operated, including configurations featuring lights-out autonomous robotic operations, which ultimately reduces resources needed.
Our award-winning collaboration with chip manufacturers and OEM server providers are evolving current technologies and creating new processors to enable future computing. In our cutting-edge lab, we also work with leading fluid manufacturers to push the limits of current offerings and develop more advanced solutions.
TMGcore is committed to bringing the future forward and evolving today's technology into tomorrow. A world where the most advanced high-performance computing technology is at your fingertips. Are you auto ready?
Welcome back to our anchor desk. We certainly thank Bo Young and JD Enright. Scott Murray, along with David Hamliton, the founder, I might add, of the America's Future Series, as today we continue the National Security Dual Use Technology Summit.